Welcome into DC On Screen, the podcast that has been talking about the DC multiverse on film and television since 2015. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, my love, Jason Goss.
You finally said it.
I did.
Oh, I love you too.
I saved it for the episode where no one's going to listen to it.
Yeah, the DC off-screen episode.
The DC off-screen episode.
You snuck one sentimental moment into the moment when no one will be paying attention. I love it.
I did it.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Yeah. So
They'll never stop us. They'll never stop our love.
It's God love. So yeah, today we are going to talk about The Flash, the fastest man alive. I believe this is actually technically volume 2. Mm-hmm. It was a limited series published by DC Comics. It is the official movie tie-in to The Flash. And
it's real, y'all.
This was supposed to come out, I think it came out, last year? When The Flash was supposed to come out, and then...
when the hype would have been perfect. When you could have found this at a Circle K if you wanted to. It would have been so ubiquitous, but yeah, here we are.
You know what, though? I mean, this is Kenny Porter writing. Mm-hmm. Ricardo Lopez Ortiz, Juan Ferreira, and Jason Howard doing the artwork. And I have to say, I think it might be better off what happened, because this book is not great.
No, I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, no, it's not great. It's pretty middling as far as a graphic novel goes.
So we get to the truth of the matter.
It doesn't mean I can't enjoy middling.
I actually kind of had some hang-ups, but not like hang-ups that like I've seen other people have. There were the things that I expected. I expected it to tie in really 0%.
And you got what you expected.
I got what I expected.
Yeah, no. This isn't spoiling anything.
No.
You know, if anything, I think it might actually lead into, I guess the most useful part of it is it's 3 stories about 3 different abilities.
Yeah.
That he's learning as he goes. I guess that's supposed to be there in case we see the movie and we're like, well, how did he know that? Well, we have a backstory.
Right. Which it's going to crack me up if we see this thing and none of those abilities are present.
100%, yes.
But, I mean, I do understand that we've talked about official movie tie-in comics before and how they're basically just there to be an extra thing that's sold, and they're not going to fit in with anything, or they're easily tossable.
I mean, they almost always are. Like, you could never know this existed, much like I did a week ago. Mm-hmm. And you'll be fine. Like,
we did briefly talk about it on the cast last year.
Did we?
We absolutely talked about this being a thing, and I think that's when I went on that rant about how official movie tie-ins don't matter.
And here we are.
But, like, I swear to God, y'all, like, for real, like, I liked the BVS Diet Dr. Pepper prequel better. Like,
I don't think I actually read that one. I do remember it existed. And yes, that was like a Walmart special, I want to say.
Yeah, it was something like that. But yeah, I liked it better. I'll admit, like, for me, there's always going to be a disconnect, like, if I don't like the art. Mm-hmm. And I really like, and I'm not going to shit on the artwork necessarily, but look, I'm pretty sure I follow Ricardo Lopez Ortiz on Instagram and like it fine. So I don't know why I didn't like his artwork here. There is no telling. And I didn't like Jason Howard. They were very cartoony and didn't feel like, when you look at an official movie tie-in, you kind of want them to look like the movie character and not like anime.
Yeah, much. Yeah, I get behind that. What's funny though is like when they did the actual splash pages, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could tell there was time spent on certain things, and then there will be like random little moments where like every time he's talking to his dad, he looks like Ezra Miller.
Yeah, but his dad looks like John Wesley Shipp.
His dad damn near looks like Jason Bateman sometimes. Or not Jason Bateman.
What?
Not Bateman. God damn it. What's the other one?
I don't know.
Arrested Development dude.
You talking about Job?
No, like the lead character.
That's Jason Bateman, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why am I thinking about the wrong person?
Yeah, you're thinking about the wrong person.
No, I had the name wrong. Schwartzman. Anyway, yeah, it does look like Bateman. Sometimes I'm looking at one particular panel right now where I'm like, oh man, that guy's gonna have to be on set tomorrow for the Ozark.
Oh, no, I didn't see that at all. I just always felt like he looked like John Wesley Shipp.
A little bit. Yeah, I don't hate that theory at all.
But yeah, one of the other big issues I have with the art is that at least with the first and last artist of the three, dude, there's just like I just don't know what's happening in these panels sometimes. Like a lot of these panels, I don't know what I'm looking at.
I didn't find that part confusing at all, really.
Really?
No. I mean, I guess there's a couple of action scenes where you're like, why is that blowing up over here and there? But typically, no. I mean, for the most part, I was following the action.
Yeah, I guess it's just it was just a hang up with me.
I'll give you the action with the top is a little,
Oh, I couldn't tell what was happening in that one. That was the main one that I couldn't tell.
I mean, I kind of see it. Like I'm flipping through those pages now, and I can kind of see it. But yeah, I mostly got it.
I mean, I got the gist, but
maybe not. Now that I'm looking through, I guess not.
What? What's happening?
I don't know. I may be agreeing with you now that I'm flipping through the pages.
Yeah.
Now I'm going back and forth. I think I got it.
I'm like, okay, so they just, yeah. So we cover 3 different villains that are supposedly in the DCEU.
Yeah, it was nice to know that there were a few people in there.
Yeah. Look, I feel like they all, I don't know. It doesn't feel like anything we've ever seen before in the DCEU, including Peacemaker. It feels more like CW, honestly, or like an old Silver Age comic, because like every one of these villains are like yelling out the names of the people they work for.
Just the one.
No. Oh no. Every one of them.
Just the 2.
Nope. Every one of them.
No,
Jason.
the third top just says investors. Does he name check them? Did I forget that? I think he just says investors.
Maybe he did just say investors,
but you're not wrong that he might as well have yelled at his bank account.
But he's like giving his name,
yeah.
His full name. I did.
Actually, I'm flipping through at this on this particular page. His dad looks like Stallone, like just straight up looks.
Oh,
like
I can see that.
Stallone.
Yeah. I'll tell you this: like the first bad guy is Girder, and he is one of the ones who actually name checks the people who are paying him to kill the Flash.
Right, I remember that.
One thing I don't care for is Girder. Girder is a character from the comics. They're all 3 characters from the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Girder is a character that was created by Jeff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver, who, I mean, he wasn't an interesting character in the first place, but why would you like, I'm not sure how the contracts work, but I mean, like, Johns and Sciver are like kind of not people I'd really want to support at this point in my life.
I mean, I get that, but it's not their IP, so
it's not. But they might still get money.
Be chilling out there.
They might still be getting money for a purchase, which annoys me. Now,
I'm not saying that's not possible, but I am saying that infamously at the moment, writers are so underpaid. I doubt it.
Maybe. The other thing though is that like this was like the original character was a steel worker who caused a riot at a steel plant after he assaulted a female employee. and he has like a history like of like assaulting women. And here they make him like a sympathetic character. Like he's just trying to help his dad. His poor dad.
Poor Pappy. No, I had the same thought reading it as far as... No, I mean, the bright side of that is I like the theme that they're mentioning here about how if it's going to be his era, he's going to do it his way, which means helping people like that.
Right, and that was fine.
I enjoyed that. I like the tie in there as far as that goes. But
yeah, his version of helping people along the way is destroying the Batcave. Like, dude, just because he's got money doesn't mean you can just destroy everything in Bruce's house. He knew.
He didn't. It was like his second time to do the punch.
No, but like he was like, watch what happens when I stumble. And he like destroys.
No, I thought he meant that more as
Batmobile.
like a, let me demonstrate what could happen if I don't do this exactly right. No, my favorite part about that was in the background. Alfred, like when the cars flipped over, you just see Alfred like droop his head. Like there's not a mechanic coming in to relieve them. That's just something they're going to have to fix. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know there actually is a mechanic somewhere in DC history that actually did work in the Batcave, but he ain't there right now.
Yeah, weirdly, I don't know, ableist feeling kind of thing that they did back in the comics.
Yeah.
Where it was like a genius mute hunchback named Harold who just who just lived in Bruce's Batcave and like fixed things.
You know that people got talents. He went out on Sundays.
He's just got like a hunchback manslave in the who can't backtalk.
Yeah. Doesn't cost him much.
Backtalks.
Lives mostly on rats. The ones the bats don't catch first. Which means he's spry, because he's got the quicker rats. I did like... I like that little... honestly, there's a lot of... I like this thing more thematically than I do structurally, I suppose. But it did occur to me when he's trying to save his dad. And I was like, you're trying to save your dad, but like you're kind of a shithole. So who are we trying to save?
Yeah.
He's probably worse than you are. If we're talking about like generational problems, he's probably more of a dickhead than you.
Yeah, probably.
And he looks too old to sort his shit out at this point. He's probably just going to wake up and be like, thank God I get more of a chance to be a dickhead.
I'm going to go beat women.
Yeah. That is a thing that I feel like is a real thing in some people's lives. Like you get a second chance, you're like, you know what I didn't do? I didn't berate enough people.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got this extra breath. One more round to go.
Did you ever see Funny People?
Half of it. I don't mean
I'm
that
assuming the first
disparagingly.
half?
Yeah, the first half.
Yeah.
Not disparagingly, I just like got halfway through and I was a little bit bored. Wasn't my favorite.
Yeah. That's the that's like the best thing about that movie is
That you can
like
leave halfway through?
no, Sandler's character like does a massive turnaround because he thinks he's dying, and then when he beats it, he becomes a dick again.
He goes heel.
Yeah, like he just like he goes back, and you know that's like one of the big saving graces of that movie for me is like no, that happens.
It does. There's also a weird trend I've noticed with older gentlemen in particular in my life, where you get to a certain age and you start to lose it a little bit mentally, and you're aware that you're dying. And I don't know why. It feels like every time I see like some like nice grandpa character, and then he finds out he's dying and becomes a dickhead, and then the other way around. Like this guy was a piece of shit his entire life, but like, oh no, I'm dying, so you're gonna make up for that in a couple of years? Okay, well, give it a go. Not gonna discourage you being not a piece of shit for a little while.
Well, yeah, you know, you do the thing. You do the thing where you're like, I thought I had all the time in the world, which I've never understood that trope because I'm like, every day
I'm assuming. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Every internal pain could be the moment. Like,
yeah, I wake up, I have gas, I think I'm having a heart attack.
Right.
Like, yeah, so, but, you know, apparently, it always bugged me because, like, adults when I was a kid would be like, you think it lasts forever, but one day you're going to wake up and you're going to go, what happened? Where did my life go? And I'm like, I do that now. Like, you don't understand. I live in constant fear and anxiety about my passing.
Yeah. We'll make plans for
you're young yet.
like family plans and stuff. We'll make plans for like a month from whatever day it is, and I'll be like, uh-huh. Internally, I'm like, yeah, it sounds good if I'm here.
Yeah.
Which, as I say it out loud, sounds like vaguely that I'm contemplating suicide. I promise that's not the case. It's just that
no.
It's just that I have a weird apoptic side to my like internal processing, I guess. Like I just think at any moment, I could just go. I could just go.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Out of my own
making. I did. Hey, I swear to God, every time they push back the Flash, I'm like, damn it. That's longer I have to go. I'm not sure it's going to happen.
Just got to make it a few more days.
Yeah.
We only are a few days away.
I know.
Which does sound crazy after years, right?
It's crazy.
This film has been on the docket since before we started this show. Like, not the Muschietti version, not this version, and all that, but like the idea that this film was going to be made.
The fact that it was an IP and they were toying around with making it. Yes.
Well, I mean, it was in the DCEU, like, literally before we were... I mean, when there was that original plan for the DCEU that, we're going to do this film and this film and this film.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a... I forget how it was supposed to end up. Like, I think it's actually still in our Google Calendar from 2017.
Yeah, I mean, when we started...
2015. God, it's been a while.
We have been doing the show longer than they have had a slate that they announced.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
That is probably true. It just feels like both are so long.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that tweet by happenstance? It's like a guy hammering a nail into a pallet, and it's like WB be working like or something like that, and then like he goes to get up, and he's like. He's enclosed his leg inside of the pallet.
No, but I get it.
Hobbling around.
I get it.
Yeah, so we got Girder as the first guy, and
Tar Pit.
Tar Pit looks like a work of art in the concept art, like, but in the actual comic, he just looks like Venom.
He does very much, but I also just always like character designs that look like that. So I was good.
Yeah, which is funny because in the comics, in the normal comics, Tar Pit just looks like a Tar version of Clayface.
Yeah.
So, but this is again another instance of he's just like, and they even hang a lantern on it here where they're like, "You're running around saying our family's name. What the hell is wrong with you?"
Yeah. He's not wrong there. Gotta love the crime boss. He's so pissed. I'm gonna go to prison just to piss you off.
Yeah. Look,
but he learns about phasing, which is cool.
He does. He does learn about phasing.
This is not a hopeless book. I will be pointing out the parts I enjoyed as we go.
Yeah, everybody. I feel like it's like kind of hopeless in times, but like the people, like, dude, I'm assuming this is supposed to be Patty Spivot working with Barry.
Oh, that would be nice.
Some blonde named Patty, but
yeah,
it wouldn't be nice to me because she's a dick. Like,
oh, she is, but like
her and this dude,
less than that dude. Like, he's an absolute dick.
They're such dicks to Barry, dude.
Yeah,
they like, oh my god, and I kind of hate this. Like, just be in the moment, Barry. Just be in the moment. I'm like, no, that's not how ADHD or anything else works. Like, you're not going to just say, like, be in the moment, and then all of a sudden you're going to be able to get everything done and, like, manage your time better.
Oh, no. I'm actually behind that advice. Like,
oh, are you? I figured you would be because I posed it.
Yeah.
You bastard.
I can oppose anything you want me to oppose. But no, it's not bad advice for someone who's anxious because they have ADHD, like we do. And anxiety, like we do. Like, I get the advice that, like, no, you slow is smooth is fast. You have to do a thing, be in the moment, do the thing, and that way you're able to get the other thing. What you don't get is the like analysis paralysis or just the ability to do nothing because you're worried about having to do everything. I kind of get where he's coming from there, if that's the advice he was trying to give.
Well, there it is. There's the panel that he looks like Jason Bateman. Weird.
You found it?
Yeah, he kind of does look like Jason Bateman.
I feel exonerated. I mean,
vilified? Yes, vilified
for
disagreeing with me, you bastard. No, Yeah, I mean, I'm saying though, like, it doesn't magically fix it. Like, it helps, but it doesn't make it like that. It doesn't make it to where like perpetually late Barry Allen, who can't finish one thing, is suddenly getting everything done.
Yeah,
and is like, after what appears to be 2 days later, is back at his job after being let go and is doing it all better than Patty and other guy combined.
Yeah, I do kind of like that he showed him up though.
I mean, I wanted him to, but
sure. But I mean, it's really not bad advice. It's just that it doesn't. It's not a panacea like it looks like here. You're not just gonna fix it overnight.
Right.
Like, this is years of therapy condensed to one really good speech.
Right, that's very close to what I was thinking. Like, I was like, look, I mean, I know like his dad has a lot of, there's a lot of weight behind what his dad says to him, but like, I don't think it's quite like this. Like, because I've tried this trick and it works for like 5 minutes, and then
the caffeine wears off and
then I'm like wondering. Yeah, yesterday I was actually home. I've been out of town, and I was actually home, and our friend Matt Carroll was sending me messages talking about how he was going to this Pride Parade thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, he was sending me pictures, and I was like, yeah, it looks fun. I'm currently sitting in the dark, skulking about, eating pizza rolls and editing podcasts, and that's just what I was doing. Was like skulking around a dark house, getting distracted, and then intermittently going back and editing podcasts. Like,
as one does.
And I am fully aware that I looked like a complete crazy person, like someone you would see like asking for quarters on the street.
That feels right though. I'm just imagining like you in the Lebowski robe.
Yeah, I was thinking about like,
drinking
the guy,
White Russians without any of the vodka.
The guy that had like the shredded tarps on, who's got like a shopping cart full of black bags that have just cans in them. Like.
See, now I'm kind of imagining like, you remember in like when you're really young in church, they give you those little Sunday school pamphlets with the terrible drawings.
Yeah,
now I'm imagining you with like one of the robes that I used to see in those things, just tattered robes. Like that may or may not is maybe going to come along and help you at some point.
Yeah, that may or may not be trash bags intended for leaves.
Right.
Also,
was there a Pride Parade in Birmingham yesterday?
I don't know.
Oh,
I guess so.
About to say it because like
somewhere. It was somewhere.
I'm just disappointed. I was like downtown last night. I really should have joined the after party. That would have been fucking great.
Yeah, I don't know where it was exactly.
I was like 4 blocks from the Quest. I would have had a great time.
I mean, dude, Matt was like, he looked like he was from Green Day or something.
Nice.
Like, he had his hair like faux hawked and eyeliner and...
I gotta look this up later. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it was fun. You don't see Matt like that often. Yeah, man. I do. I wish I liked this book better, but at the same time, I'm somewhat relieved because I expected to ignore it. Expect the movie to ignore this completely. So, if I liked it more, I would be disappointed when they ignored it.
Well, let me go back to parts that I like. So him and Batman, and Batman and Alfred, respectively. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed their part of the story. I like the mentorship there. I think I enjoyed that a lot as far as something I'm looking forward to if we revisit parts of the vibe there.
Mm-hmm.
I also like that he has the 3 tricks he's got now. Oh, and the ring.
Yeah.
Nice to see the compression technology.
What was the third trick? Just being present?
No, hold on.
I don't remember.
Let me flip through the first one real quick here. Oh, no. First is Super Punch. Second is phasing. And third is the Mirages.
Oh, the Mirages.
Yeah.
The Mirages. Yeah.
So he's got a couple things up his, very tight sleeves. I honestly I thought they did an okay job with voicing Ezra in this book. I did kind of hear his voice a lot.
I didn't hear Batflex at all.
His no, his was a little bit off. Although weirdly, Alfred and like Jeremy Irons, I heard perfectly.
Yes, I did too.
I like having the 3 villains in the world that are I guess now part of the universe that we can assume are latently there. But honestly, mostly as a thread, and I think they use this very particularly and well as the conversations with his dad. I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
that those in particular were actually like that was a little bit gripping. If there was anything this thing did really well, it was his dad talking to him.
Mm-hmm. It did a pretty good job with that for real.
And toward the end, isn't there a moment? Was it for you too? Is there a moment toward the end where you're wondering if he actually knows that he is Flash?
Oh, I assumed he knew the entire time.
Well, I mean, at first it's nothing. You know, he's just talking about his job, and then as it goes, he's like, the way he's talking to him, I just started to get some sense that there was going to be a reveal, like a wink. Never quite got the wink.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I get the impression that this was supposed to be a sequel to Zack Snyder's Justice League and not the Whedon version. I know one of the artists said that he hoped it would be that, but the reason I say that is because Barry, while talking to Bruce in the first story, tells him very blatantly almost the exact same thing. Like maybe he was like, look, I'm a Zack Snyder's Justice League guy, but I really like that one scene in the Joss version where he said, I don't really fight. I've just been shoving crime up until now.
Yeah.
He actually has that conversation with him in the Batcave. Or, no, maybe it's on a street while Batman's sitting on the motorcycle. But he's like, I've kind of just been shoving crime up until now, not actually fighting crime. So I'd like to stop breaking my fingers each time I hit him.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing as it's the same conversation that Barry had with Bruce in Joss's Justice League.
That was of the few moments of that are actually still decent. Honestly, that little exchange between Batman and Flash is my favorite part of that movie. Looking back on the Joss version, is I don't really know what to do in a real fight. Like save one. I'd be damned if Joss didn't pull out some classic when he was good Joss on that one line at least.
Yeah. It's too bad he turned out to be such a problematic figure.
I know. I'll now be harangued for admitting you had one good idea.
Oh, you won't be harangued. Nobody's listening to this.
Also true. Yeah.
Like our normal listeners are going to be
Fair
like,
point.
oh, finally a news episode. What the hell is this?
Yeah. And, it's the last Flash lead up episode. The next one presumably will be Flash related very heavily.
Yeah, look, man, there are too many spoilers out there, and I don't want to look at news.
No, that's the real problem. It's not our fault that we've done a few Flash lead ups that are, I'm not going to say evergreens for God's sake, because not this one, but it's not our fault that we did a few episodes that ignored the news. It's Andy Muschietti's.
It is.
Would have been happy to cover some of the lead up to the Flash, but dear God, I need to muzzle that man for just another few days.
Yep. I agree. I tried to get some news figured out a couple weeks ago, and it was just impossible. Yeah. And now I'm just borderline not going on Twitter because I'm like, nope, I'm seeing too much stuff.
Yeah.
People complaining that Andy said that X was in there and Y wasn't, and blah, blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, I just gotta get away. And normally I don't care about spoilers, but I actually do for this one, so. Sorry. Not sorry.
Yeah, it's got such a feel to it as far as what it's supposed to be shouldering, like what this movie is responsible for, and the whole universe of DC films and all that. It's got a lot.
James Gunn said it's the reset button.
Yeah, it's got a lot going. I just want to experience the magic on that one. I mean, I do on all of them, frankly, but this one more than normal too for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times I've reset the mute for certain Flash-related words on my Twitter account.
Yep.
Many.
So, I was a little disappointed we didn't get any Iris in this comic. I hoped we would this guy, Barry can't even keep his normal life straight without a girlfriend. I don't know how this is going to work.
No.
With Iris.
Off to find hot dogs somewhere else. I mean, legit, this guy could not keep a date. The guy in this book just absolutely legitimately ghosted her one night. She got up and said, "I'm going to forget his number." Because, oh my God, he's cute. But, like, cannot trust him to actually keep time. Would not make it to the wedding if they had it. Which I do agree with, as far as, like, I like also the theme that he's late to everything, because isn't that like a theme in The Flash all the time?
Yeah.
The fastest man alive can never be anywhere on time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty common thing. I mean, it's like maybe the easiest thing they could do. It's like, well, how are we going to make this Flash story fresh? I know. We'll make them late to everything.
I feel like you're the asshole other intern.
I am?
That just sounded like it was his voice on that one. Like he was in the writer's room for that pitch and chimed in.
Yeah. You know, that would be a great sense of irony, as if the Flash was late. That's never been done. Which is a fine thing. It's a fine trope, I guess. It's just when you anchor a whole story on it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit much.
I mean, I don't know if it was anchored. Honestly, the anchor, I feel like the entire time, is his dad. In the sense that this story really is, to me, a lot of just like him taking his dad's advice and trying to do his best, and then a little extra mentorship from the Wayne Foundation. Like, I enjoyed it in that capacity a lot, actually. It is middling as far as like I'm probably never going to read this again.
Right.
Like, this isn't going to be something I pick up or like take on a vacation just to nostalgically read again.
Yeah. Oh, so there's a bit in the final story where the Top is trying to basically get the city to turn the Flash over to him. I don't know how they would do that, but
no. He wants. I mean, well, okay.
No, explain it.
For a second, I thought you said that they were trying to make Flash turn over the city. I was like, nope, that would never. You're right.
And then they like respond with, we love the
Basically,
Flash,
Flash
and banners and stuff. Which, given the time frame, like, when did they have time to make all these giant signs that said "We love the Flash"?
It just looked like a bunch of kids with Flash signs that were like raring to go.
Yeah, which is weird, but. We had like one lady who was like, "You almost got us killed," and God help me, I still can't figure out how he almost got them killed. Like, he's fighting like a whirlwind. He's fighting the Top.
Oh no, he ran into the Top and got kind of like centrifuged over and almost hit him.
Yeah, but I mean, he's fighting a supervillain. Like, sometimes shit goes sideways. But for like,
listen,
look, and then these people have lost their homes.
You can't.
Scoot McNairy.
Isn't that his name?
Somebody.
From BVS?
Yeah. So we have this...
Shit goes sideways sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we have these people who have lost their homes, And Barry goes, "Oh, I'm sorry about the street, about the Top, about everything." And they're like, "I know you didn't mean to break our building or get that scary guy to wreck the city. We forgive you. Thank you, Flash."
I kind of get it, though. All right. Because aren't you looking at that thinking, like, it would have been worse. It would have been worse if you weren't here.
No.
Like, it's not like if I had a house fire and it burned half the house, I wouldn't, like, if the firefighters showed up and put it out, I wouldn't be like, half my house is gone. Why is it not a quarter?
Yeah.
We're like, thank God I have half of it. All my guitars smell like smoke now, but that may be actually cooler now that I'm saying it out loud.
I just, all I'm saying is
That's not true. Really, I would sneak them out. I have an order. It's the children, the dogs, and then the instruments. Yeah. I assume the wife will take care of herself.
I'm just saying, like, I buy that people would be angry with the Flash and blame the Flash because that's how people are.
Well, because we've seen, like, Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah. Or the internet.
It's a whole ass vibe. Yeah.
What I don't get, I don't see, like, them, like, organizing some big rally for the Flash to show up the top. Like, all he had to do is stop the top. Like, it doesn't matter if the people are behind him. It only matters to Barry's ego and his confidence.
I mean, yes and no, but it's also to go over tropes. I mean, like Flash is one of the comics that I'm way behind, but it is one of the comics that I actually have an ongoing thing for, and I don't know about your time with it because you've had longer, but in my time with it, that really is like he is fueled entirely like he's a Tinkerbell. Like he's mostly fueled by CC's like Central City's faith in him. Mm-hmm. Like he has all these little dark moments where he just questions himself, and then like there's Central City in general would be like, "We know who you are. We know you're fighting for us. Keep going, Benny."
Yeah,
it really does track with me as far as that goes. Like his relationship with the city is very important.
Yeah, my favorite run with it was like I want to say Mark Waid back in the Wally West years when he actually just literally came out and told everyone I'm Wally West.
Yeah, and they were like, "Wally, great, good job, thanks."
Yeah, that was my favorite Flash stuff. So, but what what do you think of this this cover that Andy Muschietti did?
I started to ask you up front about that.
What about it? Mm-hmm. What exactly about it? It is the Andy Muschietti who's doing the movie.
Yeah, there can't be many Andy Muschiettis.
That's like Smith over there.
Although I would love to look up because there was a website called like How Many of Me or something like that. Mm-hmm. Apparently the servers crashed and there was a despondent note saying we can't recreate this. I'm sorry. You used to be able to like type in a name and see how many people were named the same. Trying to find this because I was curious. So when you first said that the book was problematic for you, the first joke I was going to attempt to make was it Ezra's ass?
It wasn't. Like, I thought that was charming because if you look at his costume, it's skin tight. He's going to have to be naked at some point.
He's going to have to be naked.
Thing on. Now, I actually did see someone writing an article about it being like, this is disturbing and problematic because, especially with Ezra's behavior. Why would the Flash be running around naked in Central City? I'm like, oh, Christ.
Can I give a proper response to that real quick?
Screw you.
Oh, fuck all the hell off.
Yeah.
I was going to expound a little bit beyond screw you, but yes.
But no, like I've actually like this is the best artwork in the book from to me. Like I'm over here
Batman
going like
looks like a fucking god back there. By the way.
Yeah, like why is Andy Muschietti doing the movies? Like, I needed to make like comic books. Oh, I guess he wants to make money. Yeah. While also being something of a visual artist.
He would like to feed his children. Gotcha. It's gorgeous, though. You're not wrong.
The world's missing out.
I especially laughed at the little like shadow line showing the little ass muscle. That cracked me up. But something through the whole book that made me laugh, actually, now that you mention it, is the floppiness of that fucking Flash costume. It looks like he's carrying dead men around. Like,
oh, that's funny. Yeah.
It's just... I mean, but it's accurate. It's like a slightly armored costume. It would be kind of, Uncanny Valley when it's just hanging around, literally.
Yeah.
Flopping about.
Yeah.
A phrase that I will never find not funny.
Which is, is funny because the costume in that one picture is flopping around because he's not wearing it. But when Jason Howard, in the last story, draws the Flash, he basically draws him the same way, but he's in the costume. Mm-hmm. Like, he just looks like his limbs are flopping about like there's nothing in there.
Mm-hmm. As one does.
It's like McFarlane's Spider-Man.
As one does.
No. As one shouldn't.
I did, looking through like the...
It's an art style. If that's what you want to do, I'm fine with it. But it's just not... It's not my cup, man.
The designs crack me up, too, because, like... I like them both. The actual versions that were used, I like them both. But with Tar Pit in the back, they have the, like, Ferreria. Juan. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with Juan. Versions where, there's 4 different ones. They're just slightly colored on one that's different, but it's basically the same. But anyway, there's versions, little quarter turn profile thing, the whole thing. as though there were a lot of experiments with how to do tar pit. And that must have been the case, right? If you were doing tar pit, you'd probably try some shit, right? But then you go to the top and it's just like, yep, got it. We did it in one, guys. Everyone take lunch.
Oh, Jason.
Howard or me?
You.
Yeah, sorry. I apologize for whatever I've done. I really do love the little splash page of him in front of the bridge.
Oh, with him like running beneath the bridge with the water behind him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Juan, man. Like, Juan was like dope as shit in this book.
It's gorgeous. The coloring's amazing. The water effects are fantastic.
Yeah, I believe he did that too.
Just fantastic.
But yeah, I was like, I mean, looking at this, I expect it took a long time for him to draw because, damn.
Because, damn, is that good?
I'm guessing that's why he couldn't draw the whole book. Because of...
like, I got this one. I'm going to knock it out of the park on the one. Y'all got the rest? Cool. Got you.
It's like, y'all want some cartoony anime bullshit for the rest of it? Okay.
All right. Again, going to splash pages. You got to love the, like... What's that painting where Adam's touching God's hand?
Creation of Adam?
There you go. You have like a Creation of Adam-esque thing with Flash where Tar Pit's kind of got him.
Mm-hmm.
I do love the broken little sign, reduce speed ahead.
Mm.
As like a single page piece, that's a really good shot.
Yeah. I'm not sure who actually did this. It may be Ferreira, whatever his name is.
I'm going to go with Juan again.
Juan?
I can pronounce that. I need to hit the internet to figure out how to do the last name.
Yeah, that art is gorgeous with Tar Pit ensconcing him.
The idea alone, like the concept of just him with the reduced speed ahead sign is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Again, another one of those like really obvious things that they do with Flash.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
And the elephant in the room. The lack of turtle in this.
The lack of turtle.
I can't finish that sentence. I think we'll be okay without the turtle.
Do you have anything else in this book? Because I don't think I do.
Nah, I think I'm spent.
Yeah. The balls are drained, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
The balls are drained.
Surprised made it this long. Long.
Well, you know, they were long strokes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't notice this guy running away from Tar Pit throwing the car had a Superman shirt on. And it's like a classic Superman shirt.
Oh, yeah. 2 frames.
Yeah, they didn't even attempt to go Man of Steel version.
No. Which doesn't throw me off, because, like, why wouldn't there be different versions?
I don't know.
No, that's one guy buying a shirt on Amazon rather than
right.
actually getting the trademark merchandise.
It doesn't make me angry or anything. Like if you're like Zack Snyder Superman, right? And you've got like a suit that basically programmable matter creates for you. I mean, we saw in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he had like 1 million suits in there. I have like a whole bunch of t-shirts. Like, why wouldn't Superman have different versions for different moods?
He did have different suits. And then going toward the movie we're talking about here, like, so does Keaton.
Yeah. So there's no
He's
reason
way
to
beyond
see like
that
a
one
suit
little
and
vault with just the one suit.
There's no reason to see a symbol or a suit and be like, this is stupid. They're going Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, y'all. All right.
Hell, the Affleck version has so many suits, he, like, frames some.
Yeah. I don't like the new one. The more I look at it, the more I don't like it. The one from the Flash for Batfleck, you know?
I hadn't seen
like
it.
I don't like the honeycomb designs.
Really seen it.
There's like these weird little honeycomb belts that I don't like.
Oh, structurally, there's a reason there if that's why they did it.
I'm sure there's structurally something. It's just ugly to me.
One of the most efficient shapes in nature.
I don't think it's an actual honeycomb. It's something else, but
Probably.
it looks close to it.
Bees
Anywho,
are smart. We should get rid of them.
Yeah. I'm not going to walk outside and raid some wasps in a minute.
Is that your plan for the afternoon?
It was until you guilted me.
No, the wasps are shit. It's the bees we want.
Okay.
Wasps don't do shit for actual cross-pollination.
You know, They got wings and stingers, and they're close.
I'd call it like close but no cigar scenario. Where the fuck did that come from, too?
Close but no cigar?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember anymore. It may have been a thing I knew at one point. I probably looked it up.
Was it like 6-month miscarriages or something?
What? Jesus God.
Sorry?
I mean, well done, but oh my Lord. That makes sense.
Apologies.
It comes from traveling fairs and carnivals from the 1800s. The prizes back then were not giant-sized stuffed teddy bears. They were usually cigars or bottles of whiskey. If you missed the prize at a carnival game, the carny folk would shout, "Close, but no cigar."
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, so back in that day, it was like, oh, close, but no cigar. All right, head down to the edge, I said. Yep. You can have some popcorn, a little bit of grilled ear of corn, and some laudanum.
Yeah, which is where the miscarriages come in.
Are
Anyway.
you sad, kiddo? Here's some heroin.
Have some radioactive water.
Yeah, just stroking the back of his head while he's asleep. Tired does not equal sad.
You had a grand full day.
And he won't wake up in the morning. Just give him some snuff.
Yeah. Got a bit of a cough?
I gave him snuff
Here.
2 hours ago. It's still 11 o'clock. He's not awake. A little bit of cocaine. He'll be all right.
Take this moonshine for that cough. 18-month-old.
Yeah. Legit not kidding about the laudanum being a cough medicine.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds fantastic. It's like heroin. What was in that shit? Heroin, alcohol, and something. I think there was a little, like a wee bit of cocaine. Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't even heroin. It was opium. Straight opium. Alcohol. You know what? Fine. 50-50 split right there. Cool. Sounds great.
Yeah, I thought laudanum was opium.
Definitely remember having the alcohol, I guess, to cut the opium. This is too strong. What if we put in some grain alcohol?
Yeah.
That'll help. That'll make it kid friendly.
Yeah. It's like, here you go, kids. Here's some opium. But we're going to call it opium tincture.
Yeah.
It's a tincture. A tincture, see?
Yeah. Why didn't my kid survive the stitches? We tipped the bottle a little too far back.
Yeah.
He died happy.
Alrighty. I think that's all we got, man. I think that's all I've got.
I'm willing to call it.
Are you?
Don't make me think this through.
Okay.
I'll find some bullshit to rattle on about.
Look, I didn't think we would make it to almost an hour talking about this book.
I think we did not find an hour's worth of talking about this book. I think we found about 30 minutes and just sidetracked for another 30.
Maybe. We're almost
Not sure what the ratio is, but yes, the recording is that long.
I mean, the initial recording is that long, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll cut it down.
Mm-hmm. Just cut out the parts about the book.
Danny DeVito.
That sounds like you eating the fish.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It was actually me eating the Tasty Cakes apple pie.
I did love the
I'm gonna
inserted
show it my
realism.
French flipper trick.
Like the accidental realism of him putting that fish on the water cooler. And then time passing, and you could tell that hours passed on set under heated lights. Because you look back like 6 seconds later in the thing, and like that fish is rancid. Just rancid. Like if he had picked that up again and ate it as a prop, he would have been out for 4 days. Hospitalize him.
Yeah.
That's a good note to upcoming actors. Don't get in character with raw fish.
You know, I don't know. For all I know, it was made of like tapioca. You know, some kind of pudding. It looks gross, but I feel like it was a prop.
It looked like it aged like an actual fish sitting out from someone who's seen it do it.
Well, maybe.
Although tapioca would make sense.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. We are DC on Screen. And
I love that even that fish is in universe now. So fantastic.
Yeah, whatever. Well, the next time you hear from us, it'll be for The Flash, the actual movie oh my God, it's actually happening. It's going to be in theaters. We're going to see it. I
am still psychologically like, I won't believe I've seen it until it's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. But still, this is a thing that's happening. People have seen it. Meanwhile, we've got freaking Kevin Smith out here talking about how he's seen the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever, and I would probably, if someone said, Dave, The Flash will be pushed back a year, but you get to see Schumacher's cut right now, I'd be like, bring me Schumacher's cut of Batman Forever. I am so curious.
I've waited this long. I think I could get behind you on that one.
Yeah. Like, if this was my only chance to see Schumacher cut,
yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, especially if it was like the only choice. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, people were pointing out that, like, this is a great time for stuff like the Ayer cut and the Schumacher cut because writer's strike. So I'm like, hells yeah.
I mean, shoulder shrug, hands out. Yeah.
Hands out as in, I shall embrace it if it comes unto me.
As in, that makes sense to me too. And yeah.
Oh, strokey, strokey, strokey. Oh, I came.
Also, unsurprisingly, I don't know, vibe-wise, I guess maybe. I watched a couple scenes from Suicide Squad yesterday, and some of those are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I specifically just wanted to go back to the scene with Deadshot where he's like, oh, y'all got to be crazy.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
I want both of those things. Both of those things so much.
Yeah. I could shed a tear on that one. 100%.
Yeah. So if they come out, if they do the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever, because we've never talked about Batman Forever on the show, we're going to have to do like theatrical cut and then Schumacher cut. Because I'm pretty sure I remember like line by line almost like Batman Forever, because it was one that I watched like a shit ton of.
Have we never done Forever?
We've never done Forever. We've now done Batman Returns because of the Avengers Assemble crossover. Though, right? We did Batman and Robin, a 2-part crossover event with Suicide Squad.
That's it. All right, so we never did actually. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
We never got to Forever.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And then we have to watch a little show called Batman the Animated Series. Have you heard of it?
Yes. We've talked extensively about the DCAU on this show.
Really?
Hell.
Really?
It was one of the first things we did.
We
did like 2 or 3 episodes where we just talked about all those series.
Well, if you say so.
We did.
I remember that fondly.
Anyway, we're going to be gone. I doubt this will be able to happen at this point. I'm dubious, but hopefully we can get to see Across the Spider-Verse and do a Patreon review at some point soon.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to sneak in, but that's an ASAP thing. I want to see the goddamn movie just to see it.
Yeah, of course. I'm super excited about it. I haven't had time.
Yeah.
Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for listening, and keep some DC on your screen.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to DC on Screen. Our theme song is by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford of Galactic Engineers. The incidental music is by Michael Shackelford and Kevin MacLeod. You can rate the show on Spotify or rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Doing that really helps push our show to new listeners, so your help would be much appreciated. You can also contact the show at DC On Screen on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or email us at dconscreen@gmail.com. To become a patron and get ad-free episodes and exclusive content, go to patreon.com/DCOnScreen. Your reviews and feedback may end up on a future episode of DC On Screen. DC On Screen is a production of Maladjusted.tv in association with Stranded Panda. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever damn platform you use.